Hello everyone, I am Smriti, and it's a great honor for me to introduce and welcome our chief guest for the inauguration. Our chief guest is a native of Trivandrum and doctor by profession, and is currently the chairman of Cochin Port Trust. She belongs to Kerala cadre of Indian Administrative Services from the 1999 batch. Not only she has served in various capacities in the state, including assistant collector, sub-collector, director of various departments, she has also served as district collector of Thrissur and Ernakulam. In the 20 years of her service, she had multifaceted experience in various sectors, from infrastructure development to financial services. She recently received the first ever Ambassador of Knowledge Award instituted by the Quizzing Association Asia chapter. She is a strong advocate of entrepreneurship for youth and women. This is very significant to our team, which consists of mainly young women entrepreneurs. According to her, entrepreneurship is about making a change in this world, and startups are not just for IT, but also for non-IT areas like agriculture, healthcare, lifestyle, etc. She believes that there will be startups which can change the course of human history. She is known to stand her ground in the face of unjust pressure, and she comes across as a voice of reason amidst these chaotic times. When now most of the world leaders are grappling in the dark, she is a beacon of hope for a better future. Once again, I am honored to welcome Dr. Beena IAS to our meeting. Thank you.
Good evening, friends. It is my pleasure to be the chief guest at the installation ceremony of the Trivandrum Blossoms Club of Innerville. Outgoing President Srimati Priya, Secretary Dr. Sandhya, the new incumbent President Ms. D.G. Philip, the new Secretary Dr. Ambika Shetty. Thank you at the outset for this very nice opportunity of reaching out to you, interacting with you at this happy occasion in which the new office bearers of the Innerville Club of Trivandrum Blossoms sets into motion a year of new activities and new promises. So thank you for the opportunity. My dear friends, looking back at the tryst of women leadership, which women leadership has made with society, I have always been struck by the distinct history of women's leadership in the state of Kerala. I'm sure you've all noticed how Kerala is doing so well in terms of health, in terms of education, in terms of social indices, in terms of social empowerment as a whole. And a lot of this stems from the fact that the state of Kerala has invested in its women. So looking back at the history of the women of Kerala, I think that can be identified as the first phase when society started investing in women. By investing in women, what I mean is women's education was given a boost. There were girls' schools and colleges. In fact, the earliest girls' school in Trivandrum was supposed to be set up in 1885. So as far back as that, when women's education in the rest of India was just not conceivable, we had gone ahead and set up schools for our girls. We had colleges for them. So both the Christian missionaries and the Maharajas, they have taken very proactive steps to invest in our women. And that has paid very rich dividends. what you see, the developments in our education, the developments in our social progress, are largely due to this investment made in women. Thereafter, we needed to empower women. Now, empowering women has got different dimensions. Now, normally, when you think of empowerment, you think of empowering them with laws, empowering them with equal representation, empowering them, giving them reservations in places of power. But it is all encompassing. I think in terms of empowerment, one of the fundamental ways of empowerment is economic empowerment. And while thanks to education, there is not a single area of career where women have not made their mark. In fact, you find everywhere, you find women auto rickshaw drivers, you find women sailors, we find women entrepreneurs, we find women lawyers, we find doctors. So everywhere they have made their mark so distinctly. So that is the one spectrum of women in career and their economic empowerment. Secondly, empowerment in terms of property, equal property rights, reservations, so basically the legal systems of empowerment. The third is to create a conducive environment whereby women can make use of the facilities extended, the rights extended to them. So that is something still which is very critical. We know how safe, or rather how unsafe, our women are in public places. So our public spaces, even cyberspaces, in fact, a whole new vista of which exposes the vulnerability of women has opened up in the form of cyberspaces. So this is the second area whereby which we still have not achieved our goal is to really empower a woman so that she can use her education, so that she can use her skills to fulfill a productive role in society. And the third stage is women in leadership. Interestingly, this installation ceremony is happening at a time when women's leadership across the world is being extolled. We have the brilliant examples of women leaders of nations, be it New Zealand, be it Finland, be it Germany. Women leaders across the world have made their mark in fighting the COVID pandemic. And closer home, we have the most brilliant example of our health minister, K.K. Shailaja, who is such a very good role model when it comes to female empowerment. Interestingly, now the Director of Health Service, the Director of Medical Education, and the Health Minister, plus the head of RCC, the head of Sri Chitra Tirunal Institute, all these are ladies. And such a fantastic job these ladies are doing. So basically, women leadership has come to its own, it has established itself, and in many sectors, it has proved itself to be even better than that of the male counterparts. So it is in this background and in this scenario that the installation ceremony that you are conducting today assumes significance. In fact, the theme for this ceremony, I believe, is to lead the change. What is expected of the new office bearers, and not just the office bearers, all you ladies out there who come from different walks of life, you have to together lead the change. And by leading the change, I will say that there are three levels at which you need to lead the change. The first is the change within. When we talk of glass ceilings, when we talk of barriers to development, you should do an introspection as to where the barrier really is. Very often you will find that you have created barriers for yourself. You feel that I can't do it. No, the people around me, they will not support me. I can't do it. So very often it is this barrier, it is this change that happens within that needs to be addressed first. Secondly, change has to come in families. So whenever I hear of, group rapes, rapes amongst school children, I often think, what will the mother of the accused, what would have led these boys to do such inhuman acts? So what is the kind of education? What is the kind of sensitivity that we are inculcating in our homes? If every mother can bring up her sons to respect women and to treat them as human beings, not as superior, not as inferior, just as human beings, I think the world will be a much better place. So let us lead the change from within and within the family. And then we are all set to lead the change in society. Society needs change. Society needs positive leaders. Society needs leaders which it can look up to. And women leaders are a very positive beacon of leadership and hope for the society. Speaking about hope, I was very happy to hear that the themes on which the club intends to work this year centers around hope. H for health and hygiene, O for orphans and the aged, P for patriotism and community bonding, and E, most importantly, for environment. In fact, that says it all. I think my job here is done, because if you can effectively address, maybe you can't make earth-shaking changes, but even small incremental changes, if you can bring in all these sectors, I'm sure the society will be a much better place when you leave it. So, all these areas, they need a lot of intervention, maybe not just from your group, but from various stakeholders. But the fact that you have taken note of the needs in these areas and have positive plans to address these issues leaves me and the society with a lot of hope, the very hope that you seek to instill. So, I wish you all the best in reaching out to the dreams that you have set for yourselves, and I hope that with the hope that you have envisaged, the world will be a better place. Once again, congratulations to the newly installed team members, and my best wishes for all the lovely ladies out there. I'm sure you're all change leaders in your own sense. Wish you all the best and best wishes. Thank you.